Anyway, one other thing that happened at Dice Tower Con 2016 is the Dice Tower Awards for 2015 games. We wanted to save us to last because they did have the live show, so you can look this up, but we're going to talk about it anyway and kind of give our thoughts on the nominees and things like that. So, Dice Tower Awards 2015. Let me bring up the list here. We'll just go through each one. We're not really going to go over the nominees, right? We're just going to go over the winner, and if we have any comments about the nominees, we'll say them. That's fine. But the first one is Best Game Components went to Blood Rage.
Not surprised.
Yeah, the components are nice. That is one game. I actually argued with Daniel for like 5 minutes yesterday, telling him I've never played this game, and he pointed out that I did, and I actually have played this game.
Have you really?
Yeah, we played. I played with you, and I think Matt was there too.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah, so
you were talking about it to me. I was like, did you not play that with us?
It's a pretty good indication I was unimpressed with the game if I don't remember I played it.
Now that's fair, but I remember you not saying anything negative about it.
It wasn't a bad game. It just had nothing defining about it.
Here's what I'll say about this category. Blood Rage has fine components.
Yep.
However,
I was just about to say this is a component category.
Cthulhu Wars is on this list. I have zero interest in Cthulhu Wars, but those miniatures are fantastic.
They're awesome.
And if you're taking Blood Rage, which 90% of the components are miniatures, you're comparing miniatures at this point. The boards are all the same quality. The artwork, which is very stylized. It's very old school D&D style artwork. Dungeons and Dragons, like the old AD&D second edition stuff. Right. It's very old school, so it's fine. The miniatures in Cthulhu Wars are way cooler than the Blood Rage miniatures.
I mean, I think only the two stood out, like the Cthulhu and the squid looking thing. I think after that, they just kind of looked like, I don't know, there was no distinction in them.
Well, part of it was the sheer size of them.
That's true. I guess if they were smaller, but that's the thing that you have to apply that because it is part of it. That'd be like saying the like me talking about Small World and the Designer series. It's like, whatever.
It's very aesthetically pleasing, and it feels nice to pick up a massive piece and just put it down.
It does.
Just to pile up on some of the nominees too, is I didn't understand Flick 'em Up being in this. If we're going to go wood-based games, Catacombs.
Well, but did the third edition come out in 2015?
Thought it did. Did it not?
Maybe it did. I don't know. Or maybe they're not counting editions. Maybe they don't count that as a release because the game was already out, just redid.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
But even at that, like, you don't look at Flick 'em Up, and I mean, it's cool. The game is cool, and for what you use the components for. But like, if you just saw the components sitting there, you're not gonna. The draw to the game is seeing everybody flick them.
Yep.
You're not just going to see the components and go, "Oh wow, that's cool."
Yeah, I agree. I probably wouldn't have put Flick 'em Up on here, but I don't remember. Like, I don't know what they had in the pool.
Right.
You know, if they had other games that had way better components, sure. But if there wasn't many that were really, really good, maybe. But I mean, you got Armada on here and Forbidden Stars. I feel like Forbidden Stars has like equally as good. So that might have been tossed up. But Armada, I mean, they're pre-painted.
I forgot that one on my list.
Yeah. Star Wars Armada was on there.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So, I don't know. Blood Rage, fantastic game.
Now, that's a game I walk by and go, wow.
Yeah. Right. Fantastic game. I feel like it should have probably went to Cthulhu Wars or Star Wars Armada.
I'd go with Armada.
Fair enough. Let's move on to Best Co-op, which seems like not a surprise at all, with Pandemic Legacy. And so, I don't know. I haven't played Pandemic. As a matter of fact, I've only played 2 of the games out of the nominees. And I would probably pick Pandemic Legacy anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick Pandemic Legacy.
Really?
Not because I don't think it's a fantastic game, but if we're talking about co-op games, Pandemic is a game that you can alpha game really, really easily in.
Even the Legacy version?
Even the Legacy version, and without even realizing it, because you want to win.
Right.
You definitely want to win. And you got that one guy that you're now with for 12 to 24 games, and you've lost 2 games in a row. You're going to start making suggestions to him when he starts making bad decisions, and he makes those bad decisions often.
Jeremy speaks from experience.
No. Maybe. No, we haven't had too bad in our games on that. But so that would be my only complaint with having that as the best co-op game is it's too easy for those things to happen even without you forcefully trying to make them happen. Whereas something like Time Stories, each person's got to talk about what they're looking at without anybody else looking at it. So it's completely up to them to make judgments on things. And other people can still go there and look at different locations, but they feel a lot more involved in the decision making and what they're doing.
What about XCOM? Have you played that?
I haven't played XCOM, no.
See, I feel like XCOM is doing something super unique like Time Stories. Pandemic Legacy, obviously I haven't played that, so people are going to be going crazy on me. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like it's doing anything new because Pandemic Legacy... Pandemic?
I thought you had it.
No, I just got Pandemic.
Okay.
I've got Risk Legacy.
That's right.
When I play Risk Legacy, it's neat. Everything's going on. It's a lot of cool stuff. But, I mean, it's not like I'm being revolutionized here. And like Pandemic Legacy, I feel is the same way without even playing it because I feel like you're playing Pandemic, but everything else going on has happened in Legacy. Now, there's probably cooler stuff than what happens in Risk Legacy, but the point is Time Stories is super unique, super new, hasn't been done.
Yeah.
Whereas Pandemic is taking some things I have. I'm trying not to. I don't want to sound like I'm degrading Pandemic Legacy because obviously it's probably amazing. But what I'm saying is an amazing game can still be doing some things that have already been done.
Yeah.
So,
Agreed.
And I feel like XCOM is even XCOM probably has a lot of stuff that's been going on. But the thing about it is the turns shift around because it's using the app. That was super unique at the time. So you got two games that are doing extremely unique things. I mean, you even have Mysterium on here that did pretty unique things for the time it came out. I don't know.
It's not a unique category.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm going to say to all that.
We keep talking past the category.
It's a co-op. So you got to look at it just as the co-op play. I would look more at what Jeremy said.
But what I'm saying, I'm not saying unique though. I'm saying innovation. It doesn't have to be a innovation or, the most innovative category. But when you have a category about co-ops and you're comparing co-ops, well, you can't compare them because they're co-ops. They're all co-ops. So what do you have to look at? You got to look at everything about like what's going on with the co-op stuff. And what I'm saying is the co-op in Pandemic Legacy has happened in Pandemic. You're doing the same stuff in Pandemic, except for now you've got things that pop up and say, oh, now you can't do this or this spot's gone or whatever.
Right.
Nothing. There's a lot of cool stuff happening, but you're playing Pandemic.
Yeah.
Time Stories, you play any other game as a co-op and it does not play like that.
Yeah.
XCOM, you play any game like that, does not happen like that. The Grizzled has probably a lot of stuff that's been done, right? Where you can't talk and it's a co-op. I don't feel like it should have been on this list based on that. I don't like co-op games where you can't really communicate because I think it destroys the cooperativeness to it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm saying it's a different beast.
Yeah.
And then finally, you've got Mysterium, which is a co-op that's similar to Grizzled, where one person can't communicate, but you do have a lot of communication going with the other people, and there's So I don't know if I would have. Where's Deception first off?
All right. That's what I was wondering, actually.
Yeah, I would have put Deception over Mysterium. I don't know if it would have won this category, but whatever.
I don't think it won, but yeah, definitely I'd put Deception instead of Mysterium.
Yeah. Time Stories probably, Pandemic Legacy probably does deserve it in some aspects, but I'd say Time Stories should have had. That must have been a crazy debate. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, next game we got Best Family Game, which goes to Codenames. So, we got. I don't know. I'll just say this one because this one's an interesting category for me. We got Codenames, Flick 'em Up, Lanterns, Mysterium, and New York 1901.
So what was the criteria that they use for a family game?
I think it's the weight of the game.
Weight of the game? Okay.
I don't know for sure, but that's what I think.
So in that aspect, like Codenames for me, even though the rules are really simple, the weightiness of having to like understand all those words and put them and string them together in creative ways, I would say is a little more weighty. We play that game. We don't talk. We just sit there and think.
I ain't playing it with my family.
Yeah. I don't
see an 8 and a 10-year-old keeping up on that one.
Yeah.
Well, even if they're older, I feel like this game is a little bit more strategic than it is party family.
I agree.
Yeah.
Lightweight.
No, that's what I thought when I saw it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't know if New York 1901 is probably a fantastic game. I mean, you really have you played it, Jeremy?
I've seen it.
Matt's
but I haven't
played it.
played
Yeah.
You thought it was good, right?
Yeah.
Would you consider that a family game?
Probably. I'm sure that's definitely. I mean, it's blue orange. That's predominantly what they.
That's
now
true.
they're releasing some stuff this year that they're not really. I don't think they're getting away from the family game a little bit. I think.
Yeah.
With the. Oh goodness! I think they're doing the Godfather game
Oh yeah.
or whatever. So, and I think they even have like another mobster game they're doing that's coming out at Gen Con. But predominantly everything they do is family based. So.
I'd be hesitant to take Mysterium into as the award winner on this one because I feel like it's a little bit deeper than a family game should be. But
Agreed.
Lanterns, I haven't played it, but just watching reviews and seeing it, this straight up says play with your family.
I've heard nothing but good about Lanterns.
Right. So I feel like Codenames just got a lot of buzz. I don't hate the game. I actually enjoy it.
Oh, I love it too, but
the other thing is family game. Now, obviously, we're talking about I'm pretty sure it was the weight of the game. That is a 6-player game to me. If you're playing a family, if you got 6 people in your family, cool. But if you've got a family, it's like 4 people, it's not worth
It's
playing
not
this
doing
game.
that.
No.
Yep.
So the one game that they didn't have in there, I guess we have discussions or debates on when it is actually released, was Looney Quest. That's the one I thought of in this category. I was like, this is fantastic. I mean, you draw on a little board, try to get around, collect coins, then you put it on top and see what happens. Seems like lots of fun. I mean, maybe for younger kids, it could be kind of a little more skill that they need for that than they'll actually have.
I was going to say, wouldn't you consider that more of a children's game?
I loved it.
I'm not saying like,
And I'm an adult.
you know what I'm saying? Like, would it be more targeted towards younger kids
I mean,
than a family category? So a family
Possibly.
category is supposed to be something that can,
bring the family together.
yeah, which Looney Quest probably can, but I don't see a bunch of,
Yeah, if we go that route, though, yeah, I'd still write out Codenames in that sense.
yeah. Well, fair enough. Matt,
Either way, whatever is on top, I don't think it should be Codenames.
fair enough. Let's move on to best game artwork, which went to Ashes, Rise of the Phoenix Born.
I agree. Move on.
I agree. Matt?
the only thing I did not get Grizzled on here. Maybe it's just my taste.
Yeah.
I did not like the artwork. It's interesting, but I don't think it's like that great.
Well, it's highly regarded and it is very stylish. And it's the reason why I think it's good art is that if you saw anything by him, you know it's him. You know, if you got the eye to see art styles,
Right.
that is phenomenal. If you get to the point where you can draw something and everybody in the world says that's this guy without knowing, you're a good artist. It doesn't necessarily have to be super detailed or whatever, but like you know, you see somebody draw Calvin and Hobbes, you're going to say, oh, that's that. I don't know who makes it or
Right.
draws it, but you're going to say that.
Bill Watterson.
Huh?
Bill Watterson.
Good job.
You're going to say that. You know, if you try to rip off his style, people are going to be like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's what happens with this. It's definitely a style that if you try to rip off, you know, so.
I will say one thing about Ashes though that might have given it an extra leg up in this
The
category.
art's phenomenal.
Well, it's phenomenal, but it pops. It's bright. It catches the eye. So compared to something like Time Stories, which is great art, but it's white and it's kind of a little more bland and it kind of blends with everything a little more. Whereas when you see the Ashes box, it's like bam, like you just see it right away.
It is a phenomenal box, but I don't think they really just did the box. They did go into the game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so every piece of art in that game is really, really good.
Right.
But you're right. It has a vibrant style to it.
Yep.
But at the same time, I mean, games on here did the Grizzle doesn't have a vibrant style and it was
No.
on here. So at least it was nominated. And we don't know how close these were.
Yeah, true.
You know, so Mysterium has a terrible box. Anyway, I hate it. It's like, blue's my favorite color. That's a little bit too much blue.
Right.
Next game, best game expansion. It went to Ticket to Ride's Map Collection, Volume 5, United Kingdom and Pennsylvania. What'd you think about this? I mean, I haven't played it.
It didn't surprise me based on how popular Ticket to Ride is.
Apparently, all the maps get better and better.
It's an odd category.
Yeah, it's whatever to me. I don't know. Like expansions, I used to be all about. I used to buy a game, buy every expansion. Now I'm very picky on expansions. It's just kind because I mean we're playing and reviewing so much stuff that it's like, do I want to buy an expansion? I like to buy expansions for games that get stale and then it spices it back up.
Right.
Yeah.
So
There's no expansions I can think of nowadays that have come out that have really made a game like tenfold better.
Video Culture.
I was just about to say
I
that.
haven't played that one.
Oh,
So I missed that one.
yeah.
That's the one I was actually just about to say.
Yeah.
But I guess if you
I mean,
throw
it made it
those-
so good that they stopped making the original game and made an Essentials version that took all the good pieces and made it. So it did something right. But
That's
yeah, I
awesome.
agree. It's few and far between. So, I mean, we could pretty much move on. It's
Next.
next.
That's just here or there.
We still got like 8 more to go.
Yeah. Best game from a new designer, which actually was the category I announced at the live show.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because I say it's kind of like a band.
Keep rocking and rolling dice.
I said it so many times. Whatever.
Keep rocking and rolling dice.
Did you listen to that?
No, I heard you. I heard him saying something about it, but I don't know what you all were talking about.
So last year we were talking about the game of the year stuff, right? Or end of the year, whatever. And we're talking about just different things, what we thought should win these categories, whatever. And
now I get it.
So on the Dice
is it-
Tower podcast, I did I did 14 entries, so 7 on each one. And so like 7 or 8 times on each one, it was like, had me. And at the end, I was always like, keep on rocking and rolling dice.
Gotcha. All right.
People just went crazy. There's a thread on Board Game Geek under the podcast, and it's like, oh, I hear this so many times, and people are trying to say it was a crappy catchphrase. Listen to me. This is a funny catchphrase. It is not crap. Keep on rocking and rolling, right? Rocking and rolling because it's metal. Rolling dice. I'm the metal meeple. Metal stands for metal, like heavy metal. It makes sense. It all ties in together. I do throat punch lunch entries, right? My segment's called Miniature Breakdown because I'm covering miniature games. The music that happens over top of it is a miniature breakdown because it breakdowns a style of music like a bridge or a verse. It's a breakdown and it happens real fast. You can't argue
I
this.
started something I can't stop now.
Sorry. All right, moving on. Best game from a new designer. We got Time Stories as the winner. Yeah, although I will say that Stockpile would have been my second pick.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Time Stories hands down, but Stockpile I would have put up there second place.
Yep. Between Two Cities is fun. Probably way too light for me, but it's unique.
Tides of Time can just knock off.
I did not mind it, but I don't feel like it's very replayable for me personally. So, all right, best game of the year goes to Pandemic Legacy. I don't know why this ain't at the bottom, but whatever. Pandemic Legacy, out of all those, even though I haven't played it, I would probably have to agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Matt?
Sure.
Sure, agree.
Best game reprint went to Through the Ages, A New Story of Civilization.
It's been like 10 minutes on like the best components in a game, and they're like, best game of the year. Got it. Go on.
Some of these are uncontested. I feel like
True.
the top game that won was far past the rest of them, and the rest of them were tied.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like there's tons of nominees on here that I disagreed with,
Yeah. Agreed.
but there's a lot of them in each category that I was like, wow, that's a hard choice. That's the clear choice.
Right.
The rest of them were hard choices.
Yeah.
Best game reprint. I mean, Through the Ages. Sure, it's popular and everything. I guess I haven't played enough of these to really comment.
Yeah, I got no comment on these either.
I like Red Planet.
Mission Red Planet is
That should
good,
have won. I'm on your side.
but I don't know if it would be the best. I mean, Through the Ages, the reprint, I think they actually made better game. They changed a lot to make it a better game. Mission Red Planet added like one thing that's really cool. They added the moon.
Right.
Remember the moon, the Protos or whatever it's called, Probus,
Yeah.
Phobos. I don't know what it's called.
Something like that. Yeah.
That was cool, but it wasn't like a game changer. Through the Ages got like crazy game changer. I think between these two, it'd be Fury of Dracula and Through the Ages.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I haven't played either one, so whatever. Best game theming. We've got Time Stories. Yes. Oh, here comes the paper. Boom. I'm going to play music while they switch pages
Let me
here.
see what these other ones are.
I could be quiet so I don't get picked up by the mic.
No, you can do it. It's fine. Matt?
I mean, I've never played Time Stories, but I'm sure from what I hear that, I mean, it seems like it would probably win. Yeah, sure. I mean,
Jeremy?
It's hard for me to pick in these categories because I kind of have a beef with what we define theming as. Like, I think it's very, very not very clear.
No, I get it, but I think what they mean by that is, do the mechanisms support the theme? Does the game flow like that game would play if it was in physical form? You know what I mean? Like in Blood Rage, you get +2.
Yep.
Right. In a game like Baseball Highlights, you hit a home run, your guy runs to the end of the base. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's thematic. Blood Rage, I feel like, is thematic only from the sense of the style of game it is and the storyline and everything. But it is a very numbers game. It's math. Yeah. There's really, you give your guy a upgraded ship and it just gives you more victory points.
Right.
I feel like it's probably one of the weaker choices on here. Because even Food Chain Magnate or whatever it's called, Magnate, whatever, it's like you're running a food chain business or something. It just looks like what you would expect a board game about a food chain to be.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I don't know. I think Time Stories really should deserve it. Because, I mean, it is like playing a point-and-click game. Yeah.
I thought they could remake that as like a classic Nintendo game, though. You just lose all your lives and start over.
Like Shadowgate?
Sure.
You never played it?
No.
All right, best party game went to Codenames. No. No. I do not get the sense of party when I'm playing Codenames.
Did Spyfall not come out last year?
I think it came out the year before.
Okay.
But it had like...
It won the year before.
Yeah.
Oh, did it?
It came out, they had like 14 copies.
Yeah.
I mean, they had more.
Oh.
They probably had 500 copies. Everybody in the world but us got it. Yeah, it was one of those things. Deception, clear winner here for me. Although, actually, you know why I say Deception? I'm going to put Two Rooms in a Boom.
I was going to say, if you're, because I take party game as like being really light. And if you look at these, Two Rooms in a Boom would be the easiest.
It's easiest, and talk about a party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Two Rooms in a Boom is almost a convention game. You try to do that at a party, you got a lot of friends.
Or people you don't know are in your house.
And your house is packed out.
That's true. It's more of a convention game. That would be a cool... I mean, there's not enough games come out for an award like that. But
Best
maybe
game.
Two Rooms in a Boom is more of a bigger game. Because you're right. I would not play that. We've played it at like Christmas parties, but there's like 15 people there.
Yeah. We played it at Eric's house at Christmas party. And it was once you play with like 20 to 40 people, like, and you just got massive groups, like anything below that is just kind of like, yeah.
That's true. When we played it like Dice Tower Con last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what game would have won this if it was out in 2015?
What's that?
Dead Last.
Yes.
All right.
I put that as my winner anyways.
Yep, that wins. Small publisher, we got Stockpile. I mean, that's between Midgard, Champions of Midgard, and Stockpile.
That was what I was just about to say.
I haven't played Midgard. But based off what I have seen of it, I actually put it in contention. Like, it just looks like a game I would really love.
Yeah. It's pretty much water deep with a little bit of randomness and some cooler stuff going on. And so, like, with that being said, that's why I would give it to Stockpile, because Stockpile does what it does phenomenally.
Yeah, really well.
Champions of Midgard kind of took an idea and refined it. Stockpile took an idea of economy or whatever, or stocks and stuff, but the way it does it is just wow. Best strategy game went to Blood Rage.
Of the options, I'd go Elysium.
I was going to say, I think Elysium takes more strategy than Blood Rage.
I would say it probably takes more strategy. Yeah, because there's more stuff that happened in Blood Rage where you get kind of screwed over by people. Whereas Elysium is really about planning. You plan in Blood Rage, but I mean, I don't know. You're at the whim of what other people are doing, where this one is kind of more of like on your own. Yeah. I guess it depends on what things you're playing with.
Things you do to affect other people, but...
Yeah. Best two-player game, Seven Wonders Duel. Out of the options, man, have you played Risk Star Wars Edition?
I haven't. It says Risk in the name. And it doesn't have legacy after it.
Just picture it as Star Wars game.
Okay.
I mean, it is absolutely nothing like
It's-
Star or Risk in the
Yeah.
slightest.
No,
It's
nothing
fun.
like it.
It's fun. It's light. It probably, I don't know. I don't know if I'd put it in this category. I don't know if it's strategic enough to be there, but it's in there.
Let me try then.
Seven Wonders Duel, even though I probably would play Ashes more or Baseball Highlights more, Seven Wonders Duel was really well designed.
Yeah, I like that a lot, and I like Ashes, but I can definitely see myself playing Seven Wonders Duel a lot more.
Yeah. Most innovative game. This was probably the only one that was a surprise to me, like really a surprise, because it went to Time Stories, but I thought it would go to 504. Time Stories is super innovative, but tell me another game that's done 504. But I think the problem with 504 is it was a lot of pre-hype and talk about it. Game came out, super expensive, and what it's actually doing is just throwing a bunch of mediocre stuff together and making an okay game.
Yeah, I haven't played it. Matt, you play it?
No.
Okay,
I just heard the concept. The concept is very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, so
I'm interested. Tell me more.
it's
You
just
don't- you don't
there's
know about this game?
500
I have no idea.
You can play 504 games.
It comes with a spiral bound book, and it has like, I think 8 or 9 pages, 3 sections, top, middle, bottom. Flip over whatever numbers you want. So the first game you might play 5, or maybe I don't know how it works, but you have, it's 504 different. You flip over this book and it generates the game you're playing. You might play an economical game with worker placement and whatever. You should look it up. The components are very mediocre. Like the art's just mediocre. It comes with paper money. So I'm not excited about that. I feel like that alone, you lost the award.
Paper money.
Yeah, you lost the award because you came out with paper money. Anyway, so yeah, probably Time Stories definitely, but I mean, 504 is super innovative. All right, that was the last one, right?
Yay.
Yep.
So cool. That's the Dice Tower 2015. You can check them out at dicetower.com/dice-tower-awards/2015. Or just go to Dice Tower and click on the awards button at the top and find it.